When I'm speaking in front of a crowd in a large stadium and there are tens and tens of thousands of people present, I am keenly aware of the crowd psychology. Human beings have a fundamental urge to fit in and not be separated from the pack. That's why I would always have my staff put in speakers underneath the stadium, underneath the seats, to pump in magnified applause. Because when I said something and I knew it was an applause line, I wanted applause, I wanted strong applause, what I would do is have them pump in mass amplification of applause. When people heard loud sounds of applauding, they applauded even louder. There was a crowd psychology, a positive, virtuous cycle of crowd response, and it drove the audience in a delirious way, in a positive way towards me and my agenda. Okay, who was that? That was Adolf Hitler. I'm not suggesting you resort to the vicious tactics of Hitler and how he ruled. No. And I'm not even suggesting you borrow his tactics of piping in applause to manipulate the audience. But I am suggesting you give serious thought to the surroundings of your audience, what works for them. Things like the size of the room. If you're expecting 20 people and you think you can get 20 people to hear you speak, and you have a choice between a room that comfortably holds 15 people or comfortably holds 100 people, you're far better off picking the room with 15 people and having 5 stand. If you put 20 people in a room built for 100, it will seem empty, hollow. You're not going to get applause, standing ovation, or much of a response because it's just going to seem empty, like you failed to attract people. Stand-up comedy clubs understand this dynamic very well. You can take the very same comedian, deliver the very same jokes in front of the same number of people, but if the ceiling is 40 feet high and the tables are spaced out 5 feet from each other, you'll have a completely different response than if the ceilings are only 10 or 12 feet high and all the chairs are densely packed next to each other. It's a completely different response. When people can see other people laughing, having a good time, they in turn laugh. There is a crowd dynamic, a crowd psychology with comedy clubs. So it has nothing to do with the nefarious goals and ambitions of someone like Hitler, and everything to do with you giving thought to the room, the venue, and the crowd psychology.